Before their fights, the sumo wrestlers retract their testicles up into their abdomen. It's a widely held belief, but is it even possible? It would seem like a good idea for a sumo wrestler to protect their testicles during a match. To see how a sumo wrestler might do this, we need to have a look at the embryology of the testes. The testes begin their development in the third month of pregnancy and don't actually start in the position seen in the adult male, but instead within the abdomen. As development progresses, the testes descend guided by the fibrous structure known as the gubernaculum. The testes have to pass through the abdominal wall, which contains many layers of muscles. At term, when the baby is fully developed, the testes are sitting outside the abdominal cavity and are surrounded by a number of layers. One of these layers, the crowmaster muscle, is formed from one of those abdominal muscle layers. The crowmaster muscle raises the testes in order to regulate scrotal temperature, which in an adult male is required for the production of sperm. It's an involuntary muscle, which means it can't be consciously controlled, but it is, however, a muscle that could be used to draw the testes back into the abdomen. So how do the sumo wrestlers go about doing this? Well, it turns out it's with the help of a reflex known as the Cremasteric Reflex. The nerve supplying the crowmaster muscle is called the genitofemoral nerve, and also supplies a small area of skin on the inside of the thigh. Because of this, when that area of skin is stroked, the genitofemoral nerve is stimulated, causing a contraction of the crowmaster muscle and the testes to rise. The theory then goes that sumo wrestlers in their long training programs from a young age will strengthen this cremasteric reflex. By repeatedly stroking the inside of their thigh over the years, the reflex will become so strong that the crowmaster muscle will be able to raise the testes right back into the abdomen. But there is no mention of this technique in any of the sumo wrestlers' training regimens, no sumo wrestler coaches have ever mentioned it, and no sumo wrestlers have ever said they practice it. So where did this weird theory originate? It turns out in fact that the first mention of this technique was in the James Bond novel You Only Live Twice, and has been entirely made up by its author Ian Fleming. Unfortunately then, for the sumo wrestlers' unusual reflexes, it's all an urban legend. I hope you've enjoyed this vaguely interesting medical video and learnt a bit about the embryology of the testes and the cremasteric reflex. Catch you later.